get a few people in here, and then we can get a crack-a-lacking. Good afternoon for those joining the stream today. Apologies for that. We will shortly be getting into like the pre-game show, as I like to call it, but then following on from that we'll be getting into the game today, which will see Counteract versus Expansion in week number 4 of the PS4 European Rainbow Six League. Just currently going to get this one set up. There we go, create a spectator. Let's get into this one. Who have we got in the chat today? How's everybody doing? Hello, Shot. How you doing? I hope you're not going to be in the chat later when we're in game. But for now, tuning in is greatly appreciated. Unless, of course, I'm mixing you up. If this is Shot from Counteract, then sadly you won't be allowed in the stream. Unless you're not playing today. Are you playing today, Shot? I'm in stream for pre-game. I'll leave at start when you bring Counteract's captain on for this pre-game interview. Well, Connor, I could bring you on for a pre-game interview. However, for now, I'm just going to be going over a few things for those that are in here and interested. I have all the stats ready. I am the stats man. Everybody should know that for now. Hey, Franco. Hey, Zombie Slayer. How you all doing today? Oh, great news, everybody. I got affiliate. I got the 50 followers. Thank you all very much for following. If you already have. If you haven't, though, please feel free to go over there, as following still really helps me out. So I think I've got ads turned off for now while I'm streaming. Hopefully that is the case. Of course, if we do get any adverts in mid-game, do please let me know in the chat so I can fiddle around with the settings and hopefully get all that turned off. I'm going to try and find out maybe at some point how to run ads in like the middle of the stream, so when of course we're in between maps and stuff we can run through them and everything. But for the time being though, hopefully I've got them all turned off so the game won't be interrupted today by those ads. Anyway, thank you very much for the follow, Deadshot, greatly appreciated. And yeah, I know you'll be back out out of the stream as soon as the game starts. But for now, everybody's in here for the pre-game show. Hopefully, like I say, I didn't really prep too well for this, so apologies on that one, that it might be a little bit more boring than normal. But yeah, so I just need to also double check what maps you guys are playing on today. Hey Caswes, how you doing? Thank you for I maybe not the sexiest. My voice might be sexy, but maybe the rest of me isn't. I'm certainly not having any luck with the ladies, but hey ho. It is what it is. Anyway, the two maps that we'll be seeing coming out today between these two teams will be Villa and Cafe. The first map, I believe, will be Cafe, where Counteract will be starting on the offensive, and I don't think Expansion have decided what side they're starting on defensive, so I'm going to find out from them which side they're wanting to start on OT. The second map we'll be going to will be Villa, and this will see Expansion starting. I don't think they've actually decided which side they're starting on yet. Who is everyone rooting for? True, who is everyone rooting for? Give us a little prediction down in the bottom. At some point I will have it sorted out in the stream so that people can vote and give a prediction. You'll use bits that you earn through the channel, and certainly if you're familiar with Conscious Streams as well, he does it over there where you can bet a certain number of bits on the team that you think is going to win, and then if that team wins, you basically the people that voted for the other team, their bits then get moved across and everything. So It's like a little bit of betting, but you earn the bits just by watching the stream, and also you can pay for them if you want. But just by getting those hours up and watching my stream, you'll get those bits slowly building up and everything, so you'll be able to then use them in these predictions. I haven't got it set up just yet, so I will need to look into that moving forward. But for now, we're just going to be in here. But let me know in the chat what you think we're going to see here out of these two teams. I think they're going to be relatively evenly matched, looking at the information that I can see before me. But, of course, the maps that we're seeing both of these teams on, we haven't necessarily seen either of them play too much before against other players so far in this, other teams, should I say, in this league. So, the result might be a bit up in the air. We'll just have to see exactly what happens. There you go. Thank you, Connor. The Discord says that 15 people have voted for Counteract and 5 for Expansion. So currently the favour is definitely behind Counteract rather than Expansion. Will that be fulfilled though, or will we see a much closer game when we get through to the end of it? We also have a few other people giving a shout out for Counteract in the chat. Thank you very much, guys. Of course you're going to think you win, shot. Everybody thinks that. Everybody goes into a game going, oh, I'm going to win. Oh, and thank you very much, Caswell. Sorry I missed it earlier. But, yes, I will win. I always win. When you're caster, you are a winner. That's just how it is. Anyway, I just need to find out from Expansion what sides they're starting on, because I don't think I know, and I'm not sure Connor does either. If you do know, Connor, drop it in the chat, but I don't think that Expansion have actually decided which side they're attacking, well, which side they're starting on Villa, and of course what they're doing in OT on Cafe. What side starting Villa? Question mark. And what side on OT on Cafe? Apologies, I sometimes have to talk while I type, so that is the exact message that I just sent in the Discord chat in preparation for all of this. Fair enough, shot, fair enough. Anyway, just to go through some stats ahead of these two games, these two teams. We do have a relatively good way of comparing them to one another, because both of these teams so far in the league have faced up against one team, and that team in question is Black Angel Esports. So, looking at their results from against that team, we can maybe gather how exactly this might go, but then again we might not, as I will point out shortly. So to begin with, let's have a quick look at how Expansion went up against Black Angels. The two maps that were played were Cafe and Clubhouse, so Expansion have gone to Cafe already so far in this league. However, the results from that map might not be all that conclusive, because if I remember correctly in that game, for the very first game, because I think I casted this one as well, Black Angels could not field a full 5-man team, so it was a 5v4 on Cafe. However, though, between those two teams, they took it very close. We went into overtime, round 14, but eventually Expansion would win it out, I believe, 8-6. Going into the second game, though, on Clubhouse, Expansion weren't quite able to keep that momentum going, but they did get a few rounds on the board, so we went to round number 11, but eventually Black Angels would come out on top 7-4. So with that being said, of course, it looked like Black Angels and Expansion were quite closely matched. However, when Black Angels did have the full 5-stack, Black Angels did come out on top. But as we will see, that was also the case for Counteract versus Black Angels. In the Counteract versus Black Angels game, we saw the first map going the way of Black Angels. That one went 7-4. That was on Clubhouse. So Black Angels seeming just like they've got it together on Clubhouse. Fortunately for both these teams, well, we're not seeing Clubhouse today, so we don't necessarily know how these would match up, but Counteract unfortunately not able to get the win there. Second game that we saw between Counteract and Black Angels went to Oregon, where the game was far closer. We went into overtime, round 14, and we eventually saw Black Angels take the win 8-6. From that, we can see that both of these teams have played against Black Angels, and both of these teams have lost against Black Angels when they're the full 5. Of course, Expansion, we can't fully compare that because there was a 4v5 in the very first map where they were able to win, but it certainly puts this game in good stead to see how close these two teams are going to be when we get into it. I'll be sending out invites shortly to the teams, so we'll be getting ready to go pretty soon. But yeah, for now, it certainly looks like there's going to be a good matchup between these teams. Certainly Counteract so far are the favourite from your guys' predictions. but will that be the end result when we get to it? I don't know. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in so far. It looks like we've got about 10 people in here at the moment. If you know of a few people that might be interested in watching the league game this evening, of course we are going to be getting into the game in about 5 to 10 minutes. Get them to come over and join the stream. Every viewer is greatly appreciated, and it'd be really nice to have some of you hopping into the stream just to, yeah, have a good time. Have a good time. After all, it also gives me more people to chat to in chat. Speaking of which, what's Caswez saying? Finally got my plat 2, had to beat Spexner for it. He was on the Smurf side, didn't get Elo for beating a high champ, but still enough. Fair enough, well played, Caswez. It's always nice when you get up to Plat 1. Surprisingly, this was my first season in Plat 1. I still don't quite know how I made it there, but I did. Perfect. So, I'm just about to get an invite sent out to both the team captains. Once that invite is sent out, we'll get all the players into the lobby, and from there we will get into our first game, which sees us going to Cafe Dostoyevsky. And I believe, if I remember rightly, that Counteract will be beginning on the offensive, which puts expansion on the defensive. Not sure what's going to happen at the overtime, as we haven't quite organised that bit yet, but as soon as I know, you guys will know as well. So I'm just going to drop an invite to everybody, and I will be back in just a second. There we go, invites have been sent out. I believe I've sent it to the right person. I think it's Madigan is the captain from Expansion. If I've sent it to the wrong person, I deeply apologise. But hopefully I've remembered who's the team captain of which team and been able to invite the right person. But we shall see. Unfortunately, this evening we were supposed to be having another game going on at the same time as this one, which is RZP versus Zodiac. However, unfortunately, due to a crossing of wires, Maz is unable to now cast that one, so that game will be being played off stream. I believe they're starting in about 5 minutes as well, so they'll be starting at 7. Hopefully we'll find the result of that soon, and if they finish their game before this one is done, I will let you guys know of the scoreline as soon as I know it, basically. Unfortunately, by the looks of it, they won't be having a caster this evening due to, like I say, crossed wires and everything. But yeah, we might get one. We might get one sorted out. It looks like Chanka might be able to get one sorted, but like I say, it's very last minute for everything. Just waiting for both teams now to get into the lobby, and then we will get going. Chanka casting the second game, is he? Is that definitely agreed then? Sweet. There we go. So the other game will be casted this evening by R6 Chanka. You can find that game over on, I believe it's Rainbow Six Chanka IG is his Twitch account. So if you want to go over there and watch that game, then feel free to do so. However, if you want to stick over here with me, then that is also greatly appreciated. Either way, much love to either side of it, and yeah, should be good. Anyway, just give me a second. I'm going to need to just send a quick few. Just need to check whether I've got any messages and put my phone on silent. Don't want to be disturbed when we get into the middle of the game, do we? So how's everybody's week been so far? We're not quite at the end of it just yet, but nearly there. Nearly the weekend, everybody. We can make it. Tell me how all your weekend's been going. Oh, bloody hell. What am I doing? I am absolutely cocking this up is basically what's happening. Anyway, so far only 3 members of Counteract have joined into the lobby. I believe I have invited the right person. There you go, Franco. It's been going great. I'm guessing the E from Bean got moved to the end of great because it's not exactly spelt right, but 10 out of 10 for the effort, and cheers for using some of those little biddies. Fair play, Franco. Fair play. Anyway, I just need to quickly send a message to somebody, and then I will be right with you all. There we go. We got Weasty Bins in now. Not sure who the last player is going to be today on the side of Counteract. I'm maybe expecting Little Dark, but we may also see the likes of Real Nincompoop coming out, or even oh, who's the other one? God, I should know this, but hey ho. Hey Connor, welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome. Good evening. Oh, by the way, Federico. I'm absolutely butchering that username. Thank you very much for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in this evening. There we go. We're getting the followers up. Let's keep them going. I've already got 50. I've got affiliate. Thank you all so much for your support so far. Hopefully I can get a few more and we can keep on that grind. Help me earn a bit of money on the side. I'm faffing around trying to do stuff, but we are still waiting for Madison to get in. There we go. It is Little Dark playing for them today. I believe that Expansion may have asked if they could start the game at around 7:15. Hopefully we'll get them in a little bit before then. But if it ends up being 7:15, we'll just have to double check, of course, what happens there. Also, Shot, I hope you're not watching the stream anymore, because otherwise I'll give you a right telling off. But yeah, hopefully we'll get these teams in soon. They have 15 minutes to get in now. Otherwise the server will end and life will be sad. And I'd have to start a new one, but it might not let me for 10 minutes. So we don't want that. We don't want to get to that point. We hopefully want the teams getting in within the next 10 minutes or so. And then we can get this game underway, starting on Cafe Dostoevsky. If you could all just bear with me 1 second, I just need to nip and do something. But I will be right back with you in just a few seconds. Maybe a minute, I don't know. Good evening, everybody. I'm now back with you. Apologies for that tiny little break. I just had to concentrate for a moment while I sent a crucial message before we get proceedings rolling this evening. How's everybody doing? It looks to be like 11, 12 people in the chat at the moment. As I said earlier, for those of you that weren't here, if you haven't already, do consider dropping a follow. It is greatly appreciated and it really helps me out, so please do so if you are at all able. Also, if you're just tuning in and you know some friends that might be interested in watching some competitive Siege this evening, whether they know what Siege is, whether they don't know what Siege is, feel free to drop in and show me some love, but also show all these guys in the league some love, because I think we're due a very good game this evening. Both of these teams looking relatively evenly matched when you just look at their previous score lines between two teams that they have both faced, which is the likes of Black Angels. Both of these teams losing against Black Angels on some of their maps, and the only time that we did see a team win against them was when it was actually a 5v4 situation. So, the predictions so far this evening are that Counteract will be the winning team after we finish this best of 2 this evening. However, we may see some good plays and good games coming out from the side of Expansion, which may result in them getting one point on the board, and we may see a draw coming out of this one, or we may in fact even see Expansion being able to take both of these maps. Honestly, right now I have no idea which way this is going to go. It's too difficult to call at the moment, but we'll see as we move on through the evening. So there seems to be some issue with people being able to connect to the server. Of course, we have 4 members of Counteract in at the moment, but Con unfortunately is disconnected and he's trying to join back now. Currently, we only have 1 member of Expansion in. and it seems that there may be issues for the other teammates joining in. I'm just going to see whether we can get everybody in. To wait for... Ah, there we go. We're slowly getting everybody in. There we are. We now have 4 of each team. We could go in like this. This would be perfectly fair. Does everybody want to see a 4v4? To be perfectly fair, I would like to see a 5v4. So we'll wait for everybody to get in. Connor's currently in. We're just waiting for the final person to join now. Wonder who's going to be playing today on the side of expansion. So far from the previous games we've seen coming out of Counteract, we have seen Connor, Little Dark, Weasty, Unique, and Shot all play their fair share of games, putting some good numbers on the board. Unfortunately for some of them, they haven't always had the best of games. Weasty being a very notable example on their previous matchup versus Black Angels on Oregon. Weasty unfortunately was not able to get the momentum going, did not able to pick up the kills, and he finished the 14-round game on 1 and 12, only not dying in 2 rounds. So, yes, hopefully he's feeling a little bit more on it today, but we'll just have to wait and see when we get into this game. Everybody's now in and ready to go. It looks like just waiting for the full confirmation to be received on the Discord from both teams, and then we will get underway as we move into map number 1 on Cafe. I've got the green light. Let's go. Good luck to both teams. And we'll see where we end up right at the very end of this one when we reach the end of map number 2. As for all of those of you who are new and joining us, this is a best of 2 series that we play between all teams that face off in this league. So the first map we'll be seeing today is that of Cafe. And the map that we will be seeing second is, I believe, Villa.